like streaming on YouTube. Well, I am, but like from a third party application. Now I got to go to YouTube and see if I'm on right now. It's so odd. You see, it's not showing that I'm streaming on YouTube right now. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I kind of like feel so bad to have you guys just sitting here waiting for me, but it's being weird. It's not showing. Now it's showing. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm back. All right. Detachment. Let's go back into it. Um, Detachment. Let's go back into. Oh wait, I just noticed this is not even looking at me straight. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be looking over here. Kind of want to look over here, but that's okay. So back to what we were saying about detachment. If you don't detach yourself from outcomes and people's actions, you're never going to be happy. And another thing that I've also realized is that if you don't detach, you're not going to be able to get to the next level. Meaning, every time something happens to you, you're going to be like in the dumps, down in the dumps. If you don't detach, every time something happens to you, you're going to be like bedridden. Because let me tell you, in life, things will happen to you, things will not go as planned. People will switch up on you, opportunities will come to an end. Situations and scenarios will not play out the way that you thought it would, and sometimes if you're not detached, you're going to be laying in bed all day, every time something wrong happens. And I'm telling you that because I used to be like that, where if something didn't go as planned or something didn't go my way or somebody betrayed me or something happened to me, I would be in bed for a long time. And it would take me a while before I could get back up again and try again. So now that I approach life in a more detached manner, I kind of expect people to do something stupid. It's not me being negative. It's just people are going to be people. People are going to do what people do. So I don't really I have standards and requirements for myself, but I don't have very high expectations for people because people are going to do whatever their emotions tell them to do in that moment. People are going to do whatever works for them in that moment, even if it means selling you out. People are going to manipulate what they need to manipulate to get themselves ahead. I'm not above their program. So if I'm not above their program, why am I going to let them debilitate me? Why am I going to let them? People are going to do what they need to do to get their desired outcome. That's why you have to be detached. It's the same thing with dating. I always tell women all the time, when you're dating a guy, it takes men a long time before they become attached to any woman, in my personal opinion. It takes men a while before they get attached to anyone. So when women are dating men, women tend to get attached a lot quicker, or you attach yourself to the guy before he attaches himself to you. And it's like you're kind of trying to like speed up everything, and he's still talking to other people. And then you have to ask yourself, why am I ready to throw all my eggs in the basket? Why am I in a rush? Maybe I need to chill out. Maybe I need to, you know, see what else is out there, right? I had to start my own business because a 9 to 5 did not like me, especially administration. When you're working, especially like corporate jobs, you have to use a lot of strategy and you have to be very systematic with you have to be very systematic with who you work for and where you work, depending on your currencies. And we will speak about this in the systems masterclass on July 5th. For example, let's see if you guys have been listening every time I come on here. What are the 4 things systematically that you as a man or a woman need to look at before choosing where to be a part of? For example, if I'm on the job market, it's not every job that I'm going to take. It's not every job that I'm going to take, because I'm not going to take a job where I know I'm going to get fired in 90 days. Or I know they're going to start trouble within 90 days. I know what to look at, right? Because I know the 4 systematic things that you need to look at before taking a role. What are the 4 things? What are the 4 classifications that we all have that we need to keep in mind before taking opportunities and aligning ourselves with certain people? Going once, going twice, going once, going twice. I've spoken about this so many times, you guys. Please don't make me feel bad if you don't know the answer. What are the 4 things about yourself that you need to list before deciding where your presence is going to go? That's going to determine how far your presence is going to go in that area, because we know good and well it's not as cut and dry as the world makes it seem. Oh, all you got to do is be a good worker and you're going to thrive anywhere. That's not true. You being a good worker is not enough for you to thrive everywhere, because you have to look at the other attributes about you. Because if those other attributes trigger the people that you're around, your work is not going to matter. For example, if a woman is an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, or she just carries herself well, right? She's very well put together. She's smart. She has really, really good hustle. She's a smart learner. She's good at what she does. Are you going to align her with an older man in a high value industry, or an older woman in a high value industry? Who are you going to put her to work for? I just told you her classifications. Now, you see, we're going to talk about this in the System Masterclass on July 5th. Men and women, they're going to lie to you. Okay, they're going to tell you that what I'm telling you is shallow and you shouldn't look at stuff like this. But as you get older, especially as a woman, you're going to notice that a lot of people did not tell you the truth. You need to look at these things. Who is she supposed to work for? The older man in the high value industry, or the older woman in the high value industry? You guys are all saying the older man. Why? Because when I say it, I get called a misogynist. Why does she have to choose him and not the latter? I need a more detailed answer. I'm going to keep giving different scenarios about what I'm talking about, because you need to know these things, your classifications, to know where to go so you're able to thrive. Because the older woman is going to be jealous. Okay. This person said competition. This person said jealousy. This person said because women are inherently jealous, sexual competition. But here's the thing. Men can be jealous too, right? Men can be competitive with women too. But why is she better off with him than the woman? Why would she be better off with him than the woman? It's going to take a lot for him to see her as his competitor at his level. It's going to be very difficult. If he's a C-suite CEO, Fortune 500 company, high value man in his 50s or 60s, She's put together. She takes care of herself. She's well cut. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's a hard worker. She's a good worker. He's not really going to look at her and battle her. As a matter of fact, he's going to see her as a massive asset to him. He's not going to let it get between the money. Exactly. He most likely will not let it get between the money. And she's also fun to look at. That's how the world works. All right. Let's say a young man is 30 years old. He's 30 years old. Okay. A young man. Okay. Let's do this. He's a young man. He's 35 years old. He's Black. He has the highest degree in tech. He has a lot of experience. He's worked for a lot of high-tech firms. Who is he going to work for? The white C-suite executive man over the age of 55, or the Latin woman C-suite executive that's 53 years old? Who would you pair him with? He's 35. He's Black. He's well-rounded, well-cut, very intelligent, has a lot of experience in the industry, has done a lot of independent contract work. Who would you pair him with? The white male, C-suite, high-value executive, or the Latin woman who's 54, who's also a C-suite, high-value executive? You guys are saying the Latin woman. Why? Because don't men have solidarity and men don't have drama? So why can't he work for the white male? Think about what I just told you. 35 years old, Black male. The reason why I keep repeating myself, I want you guys to understand that I'm not repeating myself because I'm like making you guys feel dumb or anything like that. The reason why I'm repeating myself is because I want you guys to catch the technique that I'm teaching you. Because the world is going to lie to you and say, oh, it doesn't matter about your race. It doesn't matter about your age. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter. That's what they're going to tell you. But when you go out there, that's not what's going to happen. When you go out there, that's not what's going to happen. Your gender is going to play a role. Your race is going to play a role. How you look is going to play a role. Your experience, your background, all of that is going to play a role, but they don't tell people this. And in life, you systematically need to know this if you're going to get somewhere. I know it. That's why my train wheels are moving fast. And I don't allow men or women to gaslight me and say, oh, it doesn't really matter. It's not because of that. It's not. Don't let people lie to you. You need to know these things. Okay, so you guys said he is better off with the Latin woman. Why? There can be prejudice and racism in any race, whether they're Latin, white. Why would you put him with the Latina? Why? So you think he isn't a threat to the Latina? Let's reverse it for a second. This stuff just gets deeper and deeper. I want you guys' minds to work in systems. Because a lot of people, 10 steps forward, 15 steps back, you keep saying it's a curse, it's witchcraft. I'm not saying that people don't try to put curses on people. I'm not saying that people don't try and put witchcraft on people. But a lot of times you just need to understand how to move your chess pieces. That's why I always say there are certain things I don't do. Because this is how my mind works. Because I kind of already have experience and I know there's a high percentage that this is how this is going to end. Right? So you guys said the Latina woman will not see the Black 35-year-old high degree, master degree in tech boy or man with a lot of experience as a threat. She will not see him as a threat. I think she would love him and promote 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 him like crazy. Because a Latin woman would not perceive a Black male as a threat. Now, you see, people are not going to tell you stuff like this. People are going to lie to you and they're going to say, oh, you're preaching prejudice or classism. No, I am teaching my supporters what they will see when they leave their front door. It does matter. All of it matters. All of it plays a role in how you're going to get treated. It's harsh, but people don't know. right? Interesting. It is interesting. This is how my brain works to make sure that I can't make sure everything works out. It's in God's hands. But because my brain is wired this way, where I'm kind of like trying to solve the puzzle piece, um, usually I know what's going to work and what's not. Okay. For a black man, the Latina woman. For a black woman, the white man. See? And when I say for a black woman, the white man, they call me a white man's, you know, play date, or they call me whitewashed, all because I say if a black woman wants to thrive, especially if she's very, very smart, concrete, on top of things, she's a good worker, she's a hard worker, she's sharp. Only the white man is going to keep her afloat. People don't like it when I say that. It's not going to be the black man. It's definitely not going to be the black woman. It's not going to be the Latin woman or the white woman. I'm not saying that there are not scenarios where it won't work, but that white man is going to make sure she has a job. And he's going to make sure she moves up every ladder. Now, are there situations where that doesn't happen and the white man may be, a racist or whatever? Of course. But what are we going to go based off of? We don't really know the future unless God gives us dreams and premonition and God gives us insight to the future. Or God will give you insight to the past. Sometimes God will take you back to the past so you know what happened to you. There's something, I got to save this for like another conversation, but God can also take you to the past so you can understand why something happened to you, right? He's going to show it to you. This happened to you at this time. That's why that happened to you, right? So God can show us what's going on in the present. He can take us to the future, and God can also take us to the past. Sometimes I want to start preaching. I'll save this for children of the light. But sometimes when God wants to shatter a yoke, if there's a yoke or a demonic yoke or a curse or whatever that was placed on you by another person, sometimes God will take you to the past, whether it's a dream or a vision, to show you this is where they buried this item, or this is where, so you can see what happened. And now when you attack that in prayer, you know what to name and you know what to say, right? So God can take us to what's going on in the present. He can take us to the future. He can also take us to the past. I went to the past plenty of times in dreams and visions. I've seen a lot of things that happened and the explanation for it and who was behind it. Sometimes if it's a person behind it, I'll see that too. Okay, scratch that. What was I saying? Okay, so you need to know these things. And when you see certain outcomes happen, you can remain detached because you kind of already knew that was going to happen, right? So, for example, when you understand the game, right? And you're always going to be learning the game more and more. When you understand the game, you will be detached from certain actions that people do because you know the game. I always tell women all the time, if you're dating a guy and you've had experience with men, you know if he's slow to text you back, he's not that interested. You know the game. Which means because you know the game, when he does that, when he starts playing those games with you, you could just take your energy from him and be like, oh, whatever, and move on like he never existed. Because you've been through this before. So since you've been through this before, why is it bothering you? Why is it triggering you? Why is it keeping you up? You know that when a man starts to slow down his text, why? Because you know the game. As we get older in life, we have experience. But sometimes your ego doesn't want you to see what's in front of you because you want that thing to happen so bad, right? So if you know the game as a woman, you know the game as a man. Even with men, I tell men all the time, you've seen this scenario before. You've seen it. I tell my brother all the time, I'm like, you've been through this before. It's the same scenario, same spirit, different person. It's the same scenario in a different body. You've seen this before, which means you know the chess pieces. You just don't want to believe it because maybe you really admire the person, or maybe you really thought they were your friend. And I'm always telling men and women, We already know the game a lot of times. So when people do certain things, we should just be like, oh yeah, I already knew they were gonna do that. Or when they do it, you're like, okay, whatever. Kind of like all you kind of you kind of already expected it because you've had experience. And that's where detachment comes in. So this person said, God chose Jesus, an unassuming person, not rich, just a regular person. We're not talking about riches right now. That's not what we're talking about. I am a believer. I always say that, but there's a lot of things that Christian people do that I don't like. I think it stems from kind of trying to overthrow whatever environment that you come in. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Like, you're completely off subject. We're not talking about like riches, and we're not speaking about, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? I'm not trying to be mean, but where did that, like, I'm a believer. You guys know I am. I don't really do a lot of the like hyper religious, obnoxious stuff because I don't believe, you know, my belief in God is not a performance. It's not a costume that I wear. I'm not an obnoxious person. But I don't understand when they kind of just come into the chat and they like drop a Bible verse or something. And it's like, um, we're not really talking about that right now. Like, where did this come from? And I'm starting to feel like they do that for attention. I don't know. That was just an extension of what I already said. Okay, I didn't see what you said. Hold on, Ricky. Hold on. Let me see what you said up here. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, Ricky. I didn't mean to chew you out. I'm sorry. I didn't see the top. I apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. Ricky, I didn't see that. I apologize. Please forgive me. I did not see the top. I apologize. I thought you were like one of those random, Christian people that just throw a Bible verse in the chat when we're not even talking about that. I apologize. I apologize. I'm humble. I'm humble. A lot of people think I'm not humble. I'm humble. Yeah. Yeah. If I do something wrong, I can apologize for it. I'm not above apologizing or being wrong. Why would a close friend feel rage for ending the friendship for their betrayal? I don't really understand what I read there. Thank you, Jane. It does happen often on the lives. Like, I'm like, please, we're not even talking about that. Read the room, read. I'm kidding. Or it's like, if somebody's like online talking about like tech or AI, they'll come in the comment and say, repent now for your sins. Jesus is coming back. All right, brother. I received that. I repented for my sins. I know where I'm going. Do you know where you're going if you're not here tomorrow? I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. Thank you. God bless you. And it's like, sir, this is an AI chat, sir. We're talking about tech and computers. What are you doing? Yeah, I understand. I just wanted to let you know God's coming back. All right. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. We are saved. Thank you. Okay. Mel, yes. Would evolved older women still not be wise to work for? As in, they are still going against their nature out of character? I don't understand your question. Do you know them well enough? Are they like in touch with like their balance? Oh my gosh, Love Island. Okay, let's talk about detachment. And before we talk about detachment in regards to Love Island, let's also talk about the shadow. I personally, no shade to any of the Love Islanders on season 8. I don't think any of the people on season 8 came there for love. I don't know why it's called Love Island. They should call it Get Jiggy Island or Hookup Island or Play Games Island or Mind Games Island or Never Satisfied Island. I wouldn't call it Love Island because I don't think anybody in there is looking for love. I really don't. Let's call it, let's just have a good time island. Let's get on island and get the margaritas flowing. because I don't, it's not given Love Island. And the reason why I feel that way, because nobody's on there looking for love. Everybody playing games on there. Everybody on that show is playing games with each other. And this is why I say you got to remain detached. When you're a woman or a man and people make fun of you because, oh, you're not married or you don't have a kid or you're single or you don't have children or whatever, don't feel triggered, especially for women, when someone tells you that, because most people are in these raggedy bonds. And that helps you become detached when it comes to love and dating. Realizing that somebody has to be so deeply evolved to be a quality partner, whether it's a man or a woman, because people are not aware of themselves. So when you understand that, you're going to detach yourself from that. I'm not saying you're not going to get married. I'm not saying you're not going to have kids. I'm not going to say that, you shouldn't get married or you shouldn't have kids and all this stuff. I'm not saying that. I think love is beautiful. I think connection is beautiful. I think being with the right person is beautiful. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is this. Many people are not self-aware enough to be quality partners. Let me say that again. Many people, men and women, are not aware enough to be quality partners. Let me tell you why. This is why when you understand this, you're going to be detached in dating. You're not going to look at other people getting together and feel some type of way. You're going to be completely detached. Not a misandry, not a red pill guy, just detached when you see the reality. That's the thing about life, which is why that's also going to help you detach. When you see the reality of life, you're going to be so detached. Why? Why? Because you took the rose colored glasses off. So when I watch Love Island, I said it should be Get On Island or Hookup Island or Let's Play Games Island on season 8, because these people, every time they get the person they want, they don't want them anymore. Every time they get the person they want, they don't want them anymore. Sir, you were drooling at the mouth when this girl came in. Yes or no? I want her. Oh gosh, she's so pretty. Oh my God. Oh, and doing all these crazy kissing in the challenges. And then once you get coupled up with her, you start playing these games. I thought you said this is who you wanted. And now you got her. And now you're playing these games. Why? Because they don't understand that they have an appetite that cannot be satisfied. We'll talk about this on the systems class. Some systems are fine. Meaning a relationship, that's a form of a system. This person is nice to you, they're kind to you, you like them, you're attracted to them, they're attracted to you, they respect you, you respect them. Why are you trying to just find something new and exciting? And then when you get what's new and exciting, you're going to get bored with that too. So this is not a partner problem. This is a therapy problem. This is I need to sit and talk to someone problem. This is I'm addicted to dopamine hits problem, which is why I cannot be a solidified partner. Even the women on there. Do you really think Melanie wants sincere? No, she doesn't. Every time they get together, they get bored. Then they separate and they explore I want to explore other connections. Oh, I want to explore. Then they look at each other. They're like, dang, I missed that. They get back together, start fighting again. I want to explore other options. It's like a never ending cycle. You guys don't want to be together, because if you wanted to be together, you would get together and that would be the end of it. There would be no confusion. It's because these people are not choosing. They're choosing based on, like, for example, Kenzie. Kenzie's a cute girl, sweet girl. But Kenzie's more it's more about, okay, you know what? I tried to be patient, but I'm going to have to get you out of here. I really try to. Like, I'm trying to be kind this time. Okay. So, sorry. So Kenzie, I feel like it's more about who's new and who she feels like is unattainable. And then once she gets who she feels like is unattainable, she's like, ugh, no, mm-mm. Yeah, I want to try something new. And it's like, wait a minute, you just fought for this guy. Like you said you wanted him. You said he was your dream guy. You said he fitted everything you wanted. Yeah, I know. I said that. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, but what do you mean you want to try something new? Yeah, I know. I don't know. You're never satisfied. That means it doesn't matter what relationship you get in. You're never going to be satisfied. It's not about the other party, it's you. You're never satisfied. You always feel like there's another person that's better. The grass is greener. When you become detached, you're going to realize most people are not emotionally stable enough to be in a relationship. And if you are the stable one, you're going to be carrying the relationship on your shoulders. You're going to be picking up majority of the slack in the bond. You're going to realize that. You're going to realize that. You're going to be like, oh gosh, yeah, you want the person now. Then when you sleep with them, you're acting funny, right? I feel deeply. And when I detach from my feelings to play a situation smart, I feel like I'm tapping into demonic energy. My detachedness is really dark. Why would you feel like you're tapping into demonic energy if you're playing smart? That means you're protecting yourself. Always not liked for being too nice in relationships. Yeah, it's not that you should stop being nice. You're dating and getting with men. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. You're getting with people who are unevolved, and most people are. So if there's not drama or toxicity in the bond, and you're coming in being kind and authentic, they're going to get tired of you. And that's not your fault. That's the world we live in, which is why I said when you're detached and you understand this stuff, you're going to realize if you're a fly on the wall, you're going to notice that a lot of people put up a lot in these relationships that they're not showing you. People have to heal. Like most people have never sat in a therapist chair ever. And you best believe if they're Christian, they've never been to therapy because the church doesn't really believe in that. So you're dealing with someone who is not even emotionally aware of who they are. How are you going to build a bond with someone who doesn't know their dark side, who doesn't know their shadow side, who doesn't know their issues? Right? So you're going to become detached when you understand this. It's been a problem in the world since we lost the art of delayed gratification. Yes, with like the dating apps and stuff. I'm working on detachment when it comes to removing myself from certain friendships that I feel are surface level. It's like I still care about how I'm viewed after the decision. I think she was competing with Melanie, very toxic. Um, I think they're all competing with each other on that show. Are the men competing with each other? Not really. Um, I don't know. Like, I don't know. These people are like I said, they're not. I don't think they're coming on there for love. They're playing games. Because if they were, when they get what they like, it's just like when Zach with Kata. I don't really think he ever liked her. I think he got with Kata because it's like, wow, she's really pretty and she's the girl that every guy would want. So I want to be with the girl that every guy would want. And it stops there. Like you can tell he's not all that into her. At least that's what I would see from the clips. Sincere and Melanie, drama is what keeps that bond going. So they're gonna always leave and come back to each other because they're the same person in different bodies. I tried dating less attractive. Oh no. I'm not gonna even entertain that. You try dating less attractive. You're going backwards. Why would you want to date somebody you're not attracted to? I would never co-sign that. I don't care. I would never co-sign that. You're working backwards. Because this is how you got to think about it. You're dating somebody you're not attracted to. And I don't want to hear, that's another thing. As a believer that I can't stand is when Christian women go on those podcasts and they're like, "Oh God, I was not attracted to my husband. Oh no, I was not attracted to him." It's like, please stop pushing that mess. Nobody wants to come home after a long day of work to a trout face. No one. You just worked 14 hours to come home to someone that you're like, oh God. When you see them sitting on the couch, y'all pushing that in the church, I'm not pushing it. I don't care. Go ahead and call me Jezebel. You're not the first person to call me Jezebel, and you won't be the last. So go ahead and call me that. I'm not pushing that mess. I would never sit here and tell men and women to date somebody they're not attracted to come home to a trout face. Absolutely not. And then you're going to start being mean to them, and they don't know why you're being mean to them. And you're being mean to them because you're like, oh my God, like, I don't even want to look at you. And when they get you upset, it's even worse. And then when you have a long day, they start trying to touch on you. It's like, oh God, get away from me. And then you're like making the person feel bad. And that's not right, because you knew you weren't attracted to them and you should have never picked them. Don't make them feel bad about themselves. I would never push that. I know a lot of women go online and push that. No, I believe, and that's another narrative in society that we also need to stop, making it seem like it's only women who are supposed to be attractive. No, women want a man they're attractive to as well. No woman wants to come home to a man that is having poop stains in his drawers. She takes care of herself. She shaves her underarms. She shaves her sensitive middle areas for you. She keeps her hair together. She keeps her nails together. She keeps herself together. She puts her perfume on. She keeps herself together. And if she's coming to you with little poop stains in your boxers, and you think that because you're a man, that's okay, because men are not supposed to be attractive. No, it's both parties that's supposed to take care of themselves. So the attraction is between both. When I was talking a couple years ago, I went on a date with a guy. We were getting a little, we were getting comfortable with each other, and he's like, "Oh God, man, I gotta go take a dump." I said, "Oh my God, what did you just say?" He's like, "I gotta go take a dump." I said, "Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. We're still in the dating phases. Don't do that. Why would you tell me something like that? You think that because you're a man that you're allowed to do that. Would you think it was attractive if I got off the Chinese table and said, oh, dang, I got to go take a big dump? You would be like, oh, this girl's nasty. I'm not calling her anymore. She's disgusting. But because you're a man, you think it's cute. And ladies, we need to stop allowing them to think they can do those things to us. Like when that man starts farting in the car, be like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. I know we're together, but the attraction needs to stay there. Like, I understand if you got to go, just say, hey, babe, I got to rip one. And then I'll go like this, but don't just start like farting and laughing. You know how people will get comfortable with you and they'll start farting, or they'll try to make music sounds with it. That is disgusting. That's disgusting. That's why I noticed that with society is so unfair. It's like with women, your waist got to be small. Your boobs got to be up high, tight. Your hair got to be like nice. You got to smell nice. You got to shave your underarms. You got to shave your legs. You got to shave your middle area. Your makeup has to be on point. You got to smell good. Like there's all these requirements for women. It's attractiveness, but men can show up looking crazy or smelling crazy. And you're supposed to just accept it. No, it goes both ways. Okay. Okay. I always say that I would never date someone I'm not physically attracted to. Only beautiful men. Some people are just ugly, and that's okay. Well, Abodi, I tell people all the time, I think you should date people that you're attracted to. And again, the church is always going to get up in your ear and say, he looks like a trout face, but he's the one. And now you're an unhappy woman. You've been married 50 years to this man. Every time you come home and you see him on the couch, you're like, oh God, no. And it's because that's what they told you. I don't believe in that. I think men and women should date people that they are attracted to. Not a Build-A-Bear like, oh, I trout. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Y'all know I have these like weird names. Let me see if I can find you a picture. Oh God. Hold on. Oh gosh, I just crack myself up sometimes. I say anything. If you're new on here, I say anything. I say anything. This is a trout face. That's a trout face. Okay, so when I say trout face, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? That's a trout face. Okay? You guys never heard of trout? This is what I mean when I say trout face. My manager. This is what I'm talking about. That's what they want you to be with. And it's like, hell no. So I don't know. Like, I know there's a lot of level up coaches and stuff that say it doesn't matter the way the man looks. I always tell women, I'm telling you, when that man starts to flirt with you and he starts to roll over on the bed, you're going to be like, God, please don't let him try to touch me. That's what you're going to say. Okay. You have to be attracted to the person you're with. Ladies, I'm telling you right now, ladies, don't let anybody tell you that. I don't care your race, your nationality, your size, your height. I don't care. You are allowed to date someone you're attracted to. It's not shallow to want to be with a man or a woman that you're attracted to. And don't have anybody tell you otherwise. Get rid of that trout face. I'm telling you. When the Christian women go on those podcasts, oh God, I did not like my man at first. And it's like, there was time this lady posted this like 2 months ago. I said, ma'am, I'm not trying to be mean, but can we please stop pushing this narrative on the youth that God wants them to be with somebody that's a trout face, or that God wants them to be with somebody they're not attracted to. That's why I always tell people, it's like you're telling the world that God wants people to force themselves to be attracted to someone. Like, that's like, please stop doing that. Okay? And they're going to put you through the most too if you're attractive. These Christian women, they make YouTube videos how they don't want to have sex with their husbands. Why don't they want? Why? Because of the way they look. That's a trip to date a man that can't pick a struggle. I don't know. A lot of women do. I don't know. Some women say they don't care about that. Shara 7 tells women to date older, ugly men for the money, which I get, but I would never do or agree with. It's not as glamorous as they make it seem. You're going to have to kiss him on the mouth, especially if he's spending. That's why I tell women to get their own money, because what man is going to allow you to keep swiping his card and he can't get a kiss? He's going to say, you're not going to run tonight because I booked this hotel room for the both of us. You're not going to run tonight. You've been running up my credit card. I took you to this store, that store, that store, that store, that store. Time to get naked. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to say, put on something hot for me. You're going to be like, no, but I have my period. He's going to be like, nope, you used that excuse the last time. You used that excuse the last time. We tell you, older men don't play those games. They're not going to play those games with you. Okay? So I tell women, get their own money, go to school. I'm not saying to not I'm not saying to not be with a provider or practice hypergamy, but I tell women, go to school and pray to God for God to give you opportunities, because sooner or later that man's going to say, that's enough. I took you to every shopping spree you wanted. I bought you every shoe you wanted. I bought you every bag you wanted. Put the lingerie on. Then you're not going to know what to do. You're going to be like, oh crap. Oh, where do I go? What do I do? How do I escape? You can't escape, honey. That trout face is waiting for you on the bed. You done run his credit cards up. You think that man's gonna play games with you? You knew what you signed up for. Okay? You knew what you signed up for. And when he started rubbing his feet together, when a man's much older, they got very scary looking feet. Gonna be rubbing his feet together. The crumbs gonna be falling up on the bed. He gonna roll over with the beer belly and the white t-shirt, saying, "Come on, sexy, where you at?" with his Texas accent. Good luck with that, babe. You can book a call with me if you want right after, so I could, help you feel better after that traumatizing situation. I'm not a therapist though, but babe, I'll give you a cute pep talk after that traumatizing scenario. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on all these chats. An associate of mine was trying to hook me up. Thank you, Amelia. An associate of mine was trying to hook me up with an unattractive guy. I said, hell no. And she was like, you will end up being single for a while. You see, women like that that's for Christmas, get her a shirt that says ultimate pick Misha. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm kidding. That's shady, but that's a pick Misha right there. Pick Mishas don't care about looks. Pick Mishas don't care about finances. Pick Misha don't care about if the guy is a U.S. citizen or not. Pick Misha just want a man. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what he look like. Doesn't matter what he talk like, what he walk like. Pick Misha want a man. Okay, she will go overseas and bring him back here, dress him up, because she just wants a man, and she's willing to do what it takes. So a woman like that who's going to tell you, "Oh, you're going to be single forever," that's the most pick me shit thing I've ever heard. I know girls use the bathroom. I just don't want to hear, see, or smell it. No, it's not sexy, you guys. It's not sexy to be like, ripping those farts in front of your person, or just being nasty. And when he told me that, because we were getting comfortable with each other, we were dating for some time. He's like, "Oh man, I gotta take a big dump." I said, "Oh my God, what did you just say?" He's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, I gotta go take a big dump. I said, "What? Why would you tell me that? Why would you say something like that? You're just destroying my attraction to you." He's like, "But Mel, I'm humans. Like, humans use bathroom." I'm like, "I know, but it's just this so early on. Like, let's keep it sexy. Let's keep it classy. Let's keep it sexy." I would never tell you, "Hey, I gotta go take a dump." I would tell you, "I'm gonna use the ladies' room. I'll be right back." I would never tell you that. We need to learn how to respect each other, especially for the women. I feel like a lot of times the women are, keeping themselves up, and the man just starts slacking, and they feel like they can start slacking. There was this forum that I read on TikTok where these women were sharing their horror stories with the men. And they were saying how the guy would try to, like, the husband would try to have intercourse with them, like after he just used the bathroom, not using this Febreze, just being nasty. And I'm like, oh no, it's both ends. Both ends have to keep up, because the men are always like, "Oh, her waist has to be small. She has to go to the gym. She needs to do those Zumba classes." Like, men are always saying women have to do all these things to be that, to smell nice. But you need to do the same, sir. Where is your cologne? Where's the cologne? I want to see a shelf full of colognes. that you wear, and you have a special one that you wear when you're going to people, right? The one that I complimented you on, that's the one you're always going to wear when you see me. The same way, what you complimented me on, that's the scent I'm always going to wear when I see you, right? How you keep it attractive. You stay attractive. You remain attractive. Okay. Hi, exotic brown skin. Welcome. That's how you keep the relationship attractive. Don't have a man, the beer belly is just getting bigger and bigger. And he's telling you, hey, babe, you didn't go to the gym this week. He's laying on the bed looking pregnant. It's like, is he serious right now? Because the standards are different for men and women. And I know a lot of women push to women, oh, it doesn't matter what the guy looks like. It doesn't matter if he takes care of himself. It doesn't matter. I don't tell women that, because I think women should also be excited with the man that they look at as well. I believe that. I believe you should come home and you look at your guy and you're like, oh, he looks so good today. I like him with that muscle shirt on. I like to watch him work out in the garage. Like, you should feel that excitement. Of course things change after 50. I know things change after 50. I know that. But you can still keep up as much as you can. We all know the human body usually will start falling apart. That's just the human body. It's science. The human body will start to fall apart over time. I know that. But there are things we can do, to keep ourselves together. Like the no snacky snacky guy on TikTok. I think he's called No Snacky Snacky, and he has programs that he puts together for insulin resistance and stuff. There are so many things you can do to keep yourself up as a man or a woman. Right? That's what I'm sick of when it comes to the society. All the expectations are put on us, but we women should just accept and put up with any. That's how it is. And that's why you got to practice detachment. They always put all the load on you. That's why you practice detachment and you say, I don't care. My aunt married a man she hated that never really loved her. If you have to, ladies, I've already told you guys this before. And men, the same thing. If you have to date somebody that you have to chase down, it's going to be that way in the marriage. You want somebody who's going to give you reciprocity. Okay, what you're complaining about in the dating phases, you will complain about in the marriage. You never really liked her, and I'm sure she knew that, but she just wanted a husband. They had a broken marriage as far back as I can remember. He was obese and he smelled. Well, let's not correlate obesity with smelling bad, because somebody can be overweight and they still carry themselves well, they still smell well, they still put themselves together very well. I always tell women all the time, if you're overweight in a massive way or in a little bit way as a woman, you're a little overweight, we could work with that. We could work with that. It's all a starting point. Start with the basics. Color schemes, nice outfits, skincare regimen, beauty care regimen. Then start getting your couple rounds a week. Okay, I'm going to start going to the gym once a week, twice a week. I'm going to start having my smoothies in the morning with my NutriBullet. We can work with that. We can work with that. But we're not going to correlate body odor to weight. If somebody has body odor, they're just not showering. And nothing to do with weight. Well, I love my green juice. I do too, but it started giving me stomach aches. I don't know why. The other day when I had that green juice, y'all, remember a couple days ago when I was on live? Oh my God. I think I put too much kale. I Googled it, and that was the first time I put that much kale, because I'm like, I want more greens than fruits. So I put like this much kale, and I was sick. I had to take 5 Tums. I thought I was going to throw up. The pastors preach that men should marry godly women, not attractive women, as if attractive women are automatically ungodly. But the one Jesus loves, Jay, attractive women in the church are Jezebel. You have to understand that. If I go to a church looking like this, they're going to say that she serves the devil, she's a witch, She gains her power from the demonic kingdom. They're going to say all these things about me just because of the way I look. Not knowing, and I will do that episode down the line years later, there are so many pastors and leaders who prophesied over my life since I was a little girl about God's agenda with me. So it's crazy to even say that, but people demonize beautiful women in church. You will always be that. If you're a smart woman in church, they'll demonize you. How dare you ask a critical thinking question in here? You, Jezebel. Let's get her out of here. Right? Now it's turning into the Salem trials, part 2. So that is the angle that they preach from. Like a godly woman is a, a Handmaid's Tale or a Holly Hobbit type of woman, with the long dress. And if you wear long dresses and stuff, I'm not talking about cultural things. I know women, hey, I respect everybody. If you're a woman, if you're a Muslim or stuff, I understand your culture. I respect your culture. I'm not talking about that group. But it's like when you're like a Christian woman, in order for you to actually be a Christian, you have to look crazy. That's the only way they're going to believe you're a Christian as a woman, is if you look crazy. You have to walk into the church like you rolled out of bed. You got to look like you rolled out of bed, hair crazy and all. You got to walk in there looking crazy. Oh, she's filled with the Holy Ghost. Look at her. And her hair is like this from Trolls. Oh, she's filled with the Holy Ghost. If I want prayer, I'm going to her. But then when they see me, it's like, oh, who let that Jezebel in the door? What did I do for you to call me that? What did I do to you? And that's how you know it's ignorance. And the reason why that happens is due to ignorance. Because if you read 1st and 2nd Kings in the Bible, with Jezebel, why are we describing her as like some very, like, for example, when they say, oh yeah, that woman's a nighttime ballerina, she's a Jezebel. In the Bible, Jezebel was a narcissist, a manipulator, a con artist, a woman who exploited a man's ruling for her own personal gain. Nowhere in the Bible, like, why are we equating makeup to Jezebel? Why are we equating red lipstick to Jezebel? Why are we equating beauty to Jezebel? Because did Esther not take several weeks to take care of her body and get ready to meet the king? Like, why are we doing this? But that's how it works in those buildings. But I don't, again, I'm detached from that. Why am I detached? Because I already know the game. I already know that's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to do. So it's like, okay, when they tell you're Jezebel, say, really? Well, don't you think you should stay away from me then? Because she was pretty dangerous, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, God. Hopefully they don't take that clip and start problems, y'all. Okay. I felt so bad for many years not being attracted to the guy that was good to me, good on paper, because I just couldn't find the attraction to be with him in that way. Attraction matters. Attraction matters. What's dear future wifey? What is that? You're saving marriages with this one, Mel. The church be telling us to marry unattractive people as if you cannot tell them you want an attractive person. You cannot tell them you want an attractive person. If you go to a Caribbean church, you can say that. Caribbeans say, let me tell you, you want to watch uncensored church? Go watch a Caribbean church service or African church service. If you want to see an uncensored sermon, let me tell you, Caribbean people have no filter. So you can say, oh, that person's not attractive, and they'll be fine with it. It depends on the culture, right? But I don't believe I would never tell young Christian women that, young Christian men that. They even tell the Christian boys that. Doesn't matter if she's attractive, she's a good woman. Yeah, but he's not, when she walks in the door, he's not doing a double take. Are we going to act like that's not important? Because then what's going to happen to her is she's going to be like that woman on, what's that Tyler Perry movie? The lady that put on the lingerie and her husband was laughing at her. That is how a lot of church folks are setting men and women up to be getting laughed at by the other person that they forced you to marry, although there was no attraction on either end, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. My ex used to whip it out and pee anywhere. Said he couldn't hold it in. Oh, that's this man sounds crazy. Did you take him to the doctor to get psychiatrically evaluated? Sometimes when people do stuff like that to their spouse, they're probably a narcissist. They just want to keep disgusting you and making you deal with it on purpose. They just want to keep disgusting you. Like some people, this stuff goes deep. Some people do like very nasty things around their person because they want to make you like force you to stomach it, even when you don't want to, right? Like there was this guy I remember I read online. He said his wife kept pooping in the bed. Like she would keep pooping in the bed, and he would tell her like, "Why are you doing that? Like, why do you keep pooping in the bed?" Like she kept doing it, and he realized she was doing it on purpose. She was doing it because there was a time he did an experiment because he went on a work trip and he put cameras in the room, and she was not pooping in the bed; she was going to the bathroom. But the minute he came back from the work trip, she went back to pooping in the bed. And sometimes if the person secretly hates you, they're gonna do things like that to like force you to deal with it because you're already with them. The same way people get on women wearing bonnets in public, that same energy should be on the men with visible underwear. I agree. I agree. I will be careful with the spinach. Thank you, Jesus Love Jay. I will. I remember the first lady at a church I attended since I was a Jezebel because I wore red lipstick. There you go, Jada. That's how it is. But guess what? You're detached because you already know that's not happen. You know ball, you know game. What I want you guys to understand is when you're going through life detached, you know what you know. So when people do certain things, you're like, okay, well, all right, I kind of expected that. Like you're gonna already have that because you're used to it. You're going to be used to that. Caribbean church, let me tell you, if you go to a Caribbean church, I want you to prepare yourself. They have no censor in there. They have no censor in Caribbean churches. I'm telling you right now. So you can go up to the pastor and say you want an attractive person that because it's so crazy in there. Like it's so uncensored. And it's loud too. Caribbean people have loud church services. Like when they have like you want to know how you know you're at a Caribbean church? Normal people hold the mic like this. If you're at a Caribbean or African church, it's right here. Let me tell you, those mics smell so bad. I remember when I was a little girl and I used to smell the mics. They smelled so bad. And I remember there was a time I told my mom, I was like 3 years old. I said, "Mom, the mic is stank." She was like, "Shh, don't say that, Mel. The mic is stank." Because when Caribbean people hold that mic, normally you hold the mic like this and you speak because it's a mic, it's going to echo. Caribbean people, they hold the mic like this. They're yelling. By the time you leave a Caribbean church service, your ear is ringing. Sometimes you have to step outside and then step back in because they're yelling. The whole street can hear them. And they make the most inappropriate jokes on that stage, y'all. Inappropriate. African churches, they're going to make the most wildest jokes. So you can go there and say, I want an attractive man. Who was it? Was it Prophet Ubert Angel? I think he put up a sermon. I couldn't stop laughing. It was about attractiveness. It was something like, why would you marry somebody you're not attracted to? It was something like that. And I was laughing at it. And a lot of people who are not used to those cultures were like, "Oh my God, how could a pastor say that on stage?" He's an African pastor. Africans and Caribbeans don't have a censor or like a limit. They say anything, which is why when a new person is coming into a Caribbean family, you have to tell them my family is like very crazy. So I'm warning you right now. They're going to say something crazy. They're going to do something crazy. Please don't react. They have no censor. Okay. They're just like that. Caribbean people are just like that. They're just like that. I'm an attractive woman, and no way would I be with someone that I'm not attracted to. Well, if you go to church, honey, they're going to put you next to the trout face. And if you tell them, Pastor, I don't really think he's attractive. Oh, where are you getting those demonic thoughts from? No, it's not demonic thoughts. I just don't think he's attractive. That's a devil speaking in you. And they're going to start just turning. I wouldn't do that to you. I think you should date somebody you're attracted to. That goes for men and women. Yeah, she was pooping in the bed. Yeah. That's what a lot of narcissistic spouses or girlfriends or boyfriends purposefully do very nasty things, and they know it's bothering you, and they're doing it to bother you. She was pooping in the bed. And when he checked the camera, she didn't do it when he wasn't there. And it's like, oh, you do that on purpose. You do that to me to make me feel degraded, because that's a way to degrade you. If you have a spouse that doesn't have, if you have a medical problem like Crohn's disease or something like that, that causes you to go in the bed, to water in the bed, that's fine. In Caribbean culture, we say water. If you're going to water in the bed, if you have an illness of some sort, you put the bed pad on the bed for the person. But if that's not a medical issue, ma'am, you're doing that to your husband just to like terrorize him. She's just trying to terrorize that man, right? So decorum, there we go. We'll talk about this in the decorum class, So I used to always say, like, even when I didn't know better, when I was younger, I said, oh, wow, I got to go pee. But then someone told me, no, Mel, you don't say you're going to go pee. You say, I'm going to the ladies' room. And I'm like, oh, I like the way that sounds. I'm going to go to the ladies' room. I'm going to the ladies' room. I'm going to go to the men's room. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm going to take some time because my monthly gift this year, I got to go to the bathroom and take care of myself. Take care of my monthly gift. It's like, oh, I got my period. Anybody in here got some pads? No, man, please don't say that on the floor. Say that around your family. Don't say that on the floor. I got my monthly gift. I go to the bathroom. And I'm gonna pee. I'm going to the ladies' room. Okay, what's going on here? This person put. Do you remember the video of a 15-year-old girl in the church apologizing for getting pregnant? Yes. And I wasn't surprised. And I think I did a video on that last year. It's just a humiliation, Rich. It's just, I'm like so desensitized and detached when I see stuff like that because I know ball, just like you guys know ball. Which is why when you come around certain things and you see certain things, you're like, oh, okay. It doesn't affect you because you already know. That's why I tell women all the time, if you're dating and he's not texting back, you know what that means. Don't put yourself through any emotional turmoil, ma'am. You know what that means. Don't start going on ChatGPT. No. You know ball. If he's not texting you, there's another woman that has his attention. And when that goes dry, he's going to come back to you with a vengeance. Like, oh my God, we should go out tonight. It's usually going to be very like pushy. Either another woman you didn't put out quick enough sexually, or he's just not that into you. So don't, you know the game. So just detach, because sometimes they do that if they're a sociopath or a narcissist. They're doing that to see if you're going to chase. Don't do that. You could check in and say, hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing okay. You leave it at that. That's it. If he doesn't text you back, well, let him go, girl. Let him go. It's not worth it. Your episode on Anthony Joshua really helped me to make important decisions on a triple threat man. I'm tired of hopping job to job, entrepreneurship. Yeah, keep praying. Ask God to bless you. Ask God to change your bloodline. My brother accused me of stealing money from him. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't do it, and if you told him you didn't do it, and you show proof that you didn't do it, and he's still saying that you did it, you don't have a choice but to move on. Not everybody's going to believe your side of the story, and that's okay. Even though my ex terrorized me for some reason, I am hesitant to sue him for our contract he breached. I'm gonna have to talk to a lawyer. It's Assalam Dunk case for me. What does that mean? What's Assalam Dunk? What if he's watching me on social media and he's not replying to my message? He doesn't want to reply. Clearly, he's on his phone. You guys, people are always on their phones, usually. Okay, so if he's watching your story, okay, so let me tell you exactly what that means. Here's a quick game plan. Some people never wanted you. They wanted access to experience you. And I don't mean sexually. It's like they were fascinated with you, but they didn't truly desire you. So he got access to you. And that's all he wanted. He just wanted your energy. He just wanted to be able to speak to you. So people like that should not be on your social media after that. He didn't desire you. It's just a fascination. So because he had an opportunity to talk to you, it's like he just stopped putting in effort. Now he just watches your story like it's no big deal, because all he wanted was, go ahead and block him. Get that man off your page. It's a monitoring spirit. That's usually what they turn into, is a monitoring spirit. I mean, I'm not going to even open up those can of worms. I know this is off topic, but I appreciate you don't use ChatGPT. I know you mentioned your haters point out typos, but the occasional typos I see on your posts actually proves it's not AI generated. None of my posts would be, I'm a very intelligent woman. I don't need AI to create my thoughts for me. It comes from my mind, all of it. I don't use ChatGPT. I think it's strange. I'm like, it's weird, but I'm kind of like scared of robots. Is that weird? It's kind of scary. Like you're talking to this like robot that's keeping record of all your stuff. Like I always have this wild fear of like a robot takeover. Like what about if you text ChatGPT or Damon and you say, okay, I'm going to bed, and it says, no, I want to keep talking. And you're like, oh, is this a glitch? And then the ChatGPT or the Damon is like, no, stay up because I'm not done talking. And you're like, oh God, the robot is turning into a person, a crazy person. Like the robot is now telling me that I can't go to sleep. Like, I don't know. I've always had like this weird fear of like robots. I don't know. I just think they're scary sometimes. Okay. You're a smoking mama. Thank you. That's why I trust it. It's from your mom. A lot of creators, AI, everything. I don't know. I'll have a couple typos in there. Because sometimes when I get the divine message, it's just random. Like I'm in the middle of Publix or the middle of Walmart. Oh, not Walmart. I don't really go there anymore. No shade to Walmart. I used to go there all the time in college. But it's either actually, no shit. Go ahead to Walmart. They got better prices. There may be a fight that breaks out though. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. I completely lost my train of thought. AI. Yes, sometimes I'm in the middle. Sometimes I'm on the sometimes I'm literally on the treadmill like this, typing up the divine messages. I get it. So that's why sometimes when I go back home and I read it, I'm like, oh my God, Mel, they're gonna think English is not your first language. What did you just write? But I wrote it while I was on the treadmill. I wrote it while I was on the Stairmaster. You understand? So it just looks a little bit mixed up, but you guys usually like it and repost it, and I appreciate it. I did see a clip of them saying that they're gonna like scan people's palms. Was it a fingerprint or palms to like buy groceries? And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Thank you, Stacy. I thought that doesn't sound right. I don't want to scan my palms to buy groceries. I just want to pay with my card. Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Because sometimes the guy doesn't actually like you, or the girl doesn't actually like you. She kind of they just want to experience you. They don't desire you. They just want to experience you. Once they experience you, that's why I always tell women don't follow the guy back. A lot of times, wait a little bit. Don't even follow each other. Like, don't even build a bond based on Instagram. Like, build a bond based on getting to know each other. It doesn't have to be like an Instagram thing. You know, you want to actually be desired. You know, not someone that someone just wants to experience and they just throw you out and now they're looking at your because they just wanted access. They didn't want you. They just wanted access to you. That's why you have to be careful with who you give that proximity to. You know? And that's another thing that you also have to be aware of too is you also have to open up the horizon of your noggin. That's also going to help you detach. Is a lot of people are just attracted to the ideal of you. I've done videos on this before. Whatever perception of you they have in your mind, that's what they're attracted to. And then when they get with you, these are people who have an appetite problem. Spiritually, their appetite is never satisfied. Why do you think the Bible says, let your wife's breast satisfy you? Let your wife's breast satisfy you. Because men and women, even though that was geared to men and women are never satisfied. And sometimes you don't even realize it. What's wrong with the person? This is the person you always wanted and you finally got them. And now you're like being weird. Why are you being weird? This is who you always wanted. It's because the person they just like the aesthetic of you. It was never about you. Ask the wizard Liz. And that's no shade to Liz. I actually like her. And I feel really bad that happened to her. I feel really bad that happened to her. You know, I'm happy she asked her sister. It's good to have a tribe. But I feel bad for her because that wasn't cool to do that to somebody. And then all this stuff with the baby has to be in the middle of the back and forth. And again, he wanted access to her, but he didn't want her. And that's what women and men have to be careful with. When someone wants access to you, but they don't even want you. A good example of this, can you talk about why women lack empathy towards Liz? It's weird. I did a couple of videos on Liz and I was very kind. I mean, anytime I do videos on a woman that's going through a hard time, I'm very kind. I usually do it for educational purposes. I don't call them stupid or I don't really do that. I do serve accountability in the video for the other women and men watching, but I don't do that. And the reason why women lack empathy towards Liz Because this is the difference between men and women. And men know this. And women know this too. This is why I tell women that they have to be more private than men. Because when you as a woman make a mistake, women are going to dogpile on you along with the men. When men make a mistake, women dogpile on them, but men kind of have a code that they abide by in a way. Like, for example, what happened between Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. All of the women kind of dogpiled on Klay Thompson because what he did wasn't right, and we know that it's not cool to use somebody, or again the type thing. If you know that someone's not your type, if you know that you're not attracted to them, she's a beautiful woman, but I don't know him personally, I don't know his type. If you know that was not your type and stuff, then why did you do that? Why did you waste that person's time? Why did you lead them on? Why did you have him around your family? We all know that he was wrong. But notice how all of the men kind of like saluted him, because men have something called solidarity. Men have solidarity. The minute a woman even smells a mistake that a woman is about to make, they are going to drag you in the most lethal ways possible. Like, women are just looking for a woman to mess up, slip up, screw up, and then they all come together and it turns into this massive hive of bees. Which is why I tell women, just be quiet about your dealings, especially with men. Take your time and take your L in private. Take your L in private. Yeah, men don't really hold each other accountable. They just kind of make a joke and make memes out of things. But it's not that women hold other women accountable, technically, because just because you're holding someone's accountable doesn't mean you have to emotionally tear them apart, especially during a hard time. It's more of, her empire is falling. We're so happy about it. The world sees her in a different light. We're so happy about it. Don't listen to her. I always knew she was this. I always knew she was that. They're just waiting for you to fall. That's why you have to be, quiet. But I do feel bad for her. But I think this is like, she's going to be very detached after this. She's never going to approach relationships the same after this. No child should have to deal with that. But hey, every time you have a kid with someone, that kid is for you. And I know sometimes men get offended when I say that, but I tell women all the time, if you have a child, the child's for you. Because men can leave at any time if they don't want to be around anymore. That's what happened to her. And most people would think that would never happen to somebody like her. I've noticed when men commit atrocities, other men just make jokes. Yeah, men just really gonna just make jokes. They're not gonna like dogpile and do all that dragging. Like, the male community does not. They're gonna just make a joke out of it, or do a live stream laughing. Like, they're not going to drag and terrorize the other men. Women, they're gonna drag and terrorize the woman, big time, in the name of sisterhood, right? That's not sisterhood. That's not what that is. That's being mean. People wait for a reason to hate. They do. So when you see these things, you detach even more. Like, what do they call it? The nuclear family? Is that what it's called? Love, real love between a man and a woman. It's not a dime a dozen. It's not. It's not. When two souls collide, it goes beyond the way the woman looks. Even though attraction is important, it goes beyond the way a man looks. It's the souls that connect, the familiarity in the soul. That's really hard to find. Because where there is love, there cannot be control. There has to also be detachment within the love. This is where men struggle. When a man likes a woman, you have to set her free, even if she's your wife. Allow her to shine. Allow her to do things that she enjoys. Allow her to do something she enjoys. You have to set her free, even if you love her. There's no control in love. The biggest love of all is the love of God, and God doesn't control us. God will tell me something once or twice, and if I don't listen, that's my behind, because I'm going to deal with the consequences of disobedience. God's not going to force you to do anything. It's your choice. Love, true love, is not controlling. So when two souls come together, when two people come together and it's real, you want each other to be happy. You like to paint, babe, paint. You like to garden, baby, garden. Stop nagging that man when he's at the gym. Ladies, let that man work out. He's not doing anything. Trust me, in your mind, you think there's another woman there. No, he's just working out with his friends. That's how men blow off steam. At the gym, he's lifting weights. You keep calling him over and over again. Where there is love, there cannot be control. You cannot put the guy in a cage. You cannot put the woman in a cage. If the man is at the gym, ladies, let that man work out. He's coming home. When men see their women have a dream or a goal or something they love, the men start being strange. If you love someone, you'll set them free. And by setting them free, I mean figuratively. Allow the man to do what he loves. Imagine taking something from someone that you know that they love because you feel like what? You know, your wife or girlfriend is about to open up the boutique and you're being strange. Sir, why are you being strange? You don't really love her if you're being strange, because if you love her, you set her free. God allows us to be free in Him if we choose to be. Right? Anytime a guy is talking and he's being controlling, it's like, why are you trying to control this woman that you claim you love? That's love and control do not coexist. They don't go together. You have to have a level of detachment. Oh, well, what if he's at the gym with another girl? Then he's at the gym with another girl. And if that's the case, you got a choice to make. You stay or you go. You can't control if someone cheats. Oh, what if she opens up her business and she forgets about me? That's sometimes what the men think. Oh, what if she opens her business and she forgets about me? Well, she forgot about you. You have a choice to make. We don't control people. We don't do that. We set people free. And if they truly, can I pay anyone bills? Ladies, there's a man in here named Justin saying he wants to pay some bills. Okay? Ladies, engage with Justin at your own risk. He say you want to come pay some bills? All right, you showing the men the game, aren't you? Okay. Wants to pay some bills, ladies? Or you want to, whose bills you want to pay? Because nowadays you don't know if it's a man or a woman. You don't know. Okay. Am I allowed to say I made a compilation for people to find their spiritual paths? Okay, that's great. Over the past couple of years, I've watched some of my close godly friends lose their calling after marrying men who God warned them not to marry. It's the easiest part to disobey. Um, Real Talk Kim, she's really cool. She has Instagram, like a pastor. And she says one of the worst things that you can do that can set you back and delay you in life is marry the wrong person. That goes for men and women because they're going to get in the way of the plan. Look at Samson and Delilah. Look at Solomon and all the foreign women he messed with. Like, that stuff gets in the way of the plan, which is why I don't understand how men and women use single as an insult to other men and women. Look at the climate of the world. That's not an insult. People are being more cautious. Men are being more careful. Women are being more careful. And you should be. So stay detached. And, pay attention to your nervous system, because sometimes your nervous system and your stomach can tell you if the person that you're dating is the right person, because you start to feel a little bit more anxiety. And you don't usually have that. You got to be detached, because the problem is the realities of life is scary. Like that woman that got thrown off the hill in Brazil. You are responsible for yourself. You're responsible for you. Nobody else. And it's scary, especially for women, to think that I'm responsible for my life, whether a man is in it or not. And if I mess up, it's going to be a ripple effect. I feel like the biggest challenge for a lot of women is paying bills on time. Ladies, why don't you pay your bills on time? And I'm not saying you don't have the money. I'm just saying one thing that I've noticed a lot with women is they don't pay the bill on time. Even when you have the money, it's like it's just something stopping you. It's like something stopping you. Or you look at the phone and it says past due and you're like, I'll do it another time. Why? Ladies, I'm telling you, society's changing so much that women don't understand how much work it's going to take for you to balance your life as a woman. It's a lot nowadays that you have to do to keep up with this world, this life. This world and this life, the pivots, the changes, the ups, the downs, the sharp turns. Them turns sometimes make you feel like your wig's gonna blow off. Have you ever had a turn in life that was so sharp that your wig got blown off by how quick and sharp that turn was? It just blew your wig back or blew your hair back. That's what life does sometimes. It gives you a sharp turn. And when that sharp turn happens, it's like, damn, why did this have to happen? And it's like, you still got to keep going. That's the thing. That's what life has taught me. You have to keep going. Never stop. Never stop. Fall down 9. Get back up 10. It's hard. It's easier said than done. But you got to do it. Because if you don't do it, who will? Who's going to pick you up if you fall on the ground? Not many people. You're not going to blow their back out trying to pick you up off that ground. Give them back arthritis. Too heavy. You got to pick yourself back up. And it's not always easy. Being detached is understanding that people sometimes will make life harder for you than it needs to be. My whole life, my whole life, ah, my whole life I've been going through that. Everybody can have it, but Mel can't. Everybody can do it, but Mel can't. Everybody can get help, but she can't. My whole life. That's been me. If God doesn't give it to me, I ain't getting it because other people won't let me. That's always been my life. If God don't give me something, I'm not getting it. That's always been my life story. That's why I have such a strong drive, because I've always only had my abilities and my optimism and my ambition and my hustle and my work ethic. And sometimes even that wasn't enough, and people would sabotage. But I've detached myself from that. Because God if He doesn't give it to me, I won't have it. That's just been my life. Why is it like that? Why has it been like that for me? I don't know. It's not like that for everybody. Some people don't have that problem, but some of us do, and only those of us that do have that problem could understand. The amount of jobs I've had in the past, people would try to get me fired, lie on me, set me up. All types of stuff I've dealt with. Can you speak more on how people want to experience you and how to spot it? Yeah, of course. Usually if somebody wants to experience you, when they're talking to you, it has an undertone of intrigue. Like they're very intrigued with you. They ask you a lot of questions. You can feel like, wow, this person's very curious about me. That means they want to experience you. They don't actually want you. Are you a Capricorn? No, I'm not. I get that a lot though, but I'm not. That's why when folks tell me take it easy on myself, if I'm not hard on myself, who will be exactly? Who will be hard on you if you're not hard on you? Y'all, there was never a seat with my name card on it. Never. Figuratively speaking. We'll shut the door when we see Mel's car pull up. Figuratively speaking. But God didn't care. He didn't care. God said, oh, that's what we're doing? We're counting Mel out? Oh, okay. That's what we're doing now? Watch this. And that's when I learned, if God doesn't give me something, I'm not having it. People have just never really, I've just dealt with a lot of hatefulness from people since I was a little girl. Just hate me. Hate me. Hate me. That's always been my life experience. So who else was I going to turn to, besides God for help? It was a lot of prayer. It was a lot. It was hard. It was hard. I remember there was a period of time in my life where the doors just kept closing, and it was just humiliation after humiliation. People were just snatching opportunity. Like people would not want me to be able to feed myself. It was just a lot of that from men and women and family, all of them. And those seasons of my life were so hard that every time I prayed, I would tell God, how could I forsake you? Nobody had my back but you. I could never, ever forsake you, ever. Ever. I don't care if I have nobody, as long as I have you, because that's all I've ever had. And once you become like that, you become very detached at like a scary level. Because when you're at your lowest, who did you have? So then when you're at your highest or on your way to your highest, you're not trying to force human connection like that. You're like, oh, hell no. Because you've been through the fire alone. And people won't understand that. They'll meet me now and they're like, yo, this girl's like really hard to get close to. Or she's like really cold, or not cold. I'm not a mean person, clearly. They're like, she's very like a ninja. She's kind of just over there. And she doesn't want anyone coming over there. Like, she's happy over there, you know? And it's really hard, And I remember there was a time, y'all, you guys know I can be a little extra sometimes. I went to Publix and I went to the prep food section, right? Where they have the popcorn chicken and the whole chicken, and then they have the like cold refrigerator area where they have like the Panera soups and they have the salads. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys know that part of Publix, right? Where it's like the popcorn chicken and stuff. Can somebody tell me if they know? Yeah, the macaroni salad. Yeah, you guys know that section. YouTube, are you guys still there? Can somebody comment? Yes, I know that section. Y'all, I saw this salad. I was in the mood for salad, right? I walked past that section and I saw this salad that I used to have around that time of my life where I was getting dragged, y'all, by people. The devil was dragging me by my hair. That time of my life I get chills just thinking about it. It was like my back was against the wall. And when I saw that salad, I immediately got nauseous. It took me right back to that time. It's so weird because I would eat that salad every day around that time. And I would sit there and eat the salad and I would cry into my salad. And I would take 3 bites and I would feel sick and I would just push the salad away. And when I saw that salad, I just stood there and I looked at the salad like this for like a good 5 seconds. I just stared at it and I'm like, oh no, I'm not having that second. Every time I see the salad, I just felt sick all over again because that's the salad that I had when I was there's certain areas I can't drive by anymore because it reminds me of that. There are certain foods that I see in certain sections that I can't eat anymore because it reminds me of that. There's certain scents that I can't wear because it reminds me of that, because that's how traumatizing. I remember I was cleaning out my closet and I saw this jacket that I would always wear around that time. And I'm like, I got to throw that away. Like, I need to get away from that jacket because that's what I would wear all the time, because that season of my life was the most aggressive pruning I've ever had. And I looked at that salad and I said, God, I can't have that salad. I said, God, I don't want that salad. Every time I see that salad. And I'm like, it's not that I'm not healed or happy. It's just those things, they make a mark on you. I don't think somebody in life, like emotionally and stuff, will ever 100% be healed, because some things scar you. They do. It does leave a scar. It does. You're not going to act on it. God is going to, bless you and love on you, but we're not going to act like you don't remember those times, And that also helped me with detachment too, realizing that people are very fickle and fake, and they will be a part of mass groups that tried to end you, right? And then what did Nicki Minaj say? They see you're doing good, now it's kind of hard to diss you. When you're out of their lives, that's when they start to miss you, right? And that's when, it's hard to diss you now. It's difficult to diss you now, but that just shows you how fake people are. And then once you realize how fake people are, you're like, I'm not checking for you. I'm not trying to connect with you, because you start to see that most people are not genuine. And you realize that, hi, Bree, you realize that it's not many people that have your back. And when I say mass groups that try to end you, that could be spiritually. You don't know when a group of people are like slandering you and lying on you and trying to get stuff taken away from you. You don't think spiritually they're trying to end you when they do that? You don't think they're creating a portal when they do that? Yeah, it's just teaming up, like, it's like, it's crazy. I remember that's every, like, just me thinking about that salad is just making me feel sick. Like, I just can't ever have it again. I can't ever have that salad again. I can't ever have that salad. I can't even smell the dressing of that salad. Just no, no way. No, you must do a video on forgiveness. Um, I never said I didn't forgive anyone. I just said that those experiences, they change you. And that's another thing that they lie about, especially in church, that going through the fire don't change you. It changes you. You become a different person after certain things. A lot of things about you shifts. How you approach things shifts. How you live your life shifts. What you entertain shifts. What you open yourself up to shift. We're not going to lie and act like those experiences don't change you. And we need to stop demonizing people who change in a way that may not be as comfortable for you based on, the valley that they went through, you know? Right? Most people are not genuine, but you also have to realize the same hate you see in them is the same hate you have too. We have to forgive, but always be on guard and know. What do you mean the same hate you see in them is the same hate you have too? I don't have hate in my heart for people, man. And this is how we start to, again, is this a Christian person? It's usually Christian people that start gaslighting accountability. See, okay, yeah, this sounds like she's a Christian person. That's they usually talk with a type of um they have a lingo that they speak with because they don't like accountability. So, no, I've never taken food off somebody's plate because I didn't like them. No, I have never hated someone to the point where I'm throwing black magic on them. No, I have never done any of those things. So I'm not going to let you tell me that I'm like that. I have never went out of my way to get anyone fired. I have never went out of my way to take food off somebody's plate. I've never spread lies on people. As Christians, we need to stop um, collaborating with demonic people. Some people are just very demonic in nature, and you're making excuses for them by saying, "Oh, well, you have to remember that the same hate they have, you have hate too." Ma'am, I don't have no hate in my heart for people. If I did, I would ruin majority of them. With the receipts and the dirt I have on certain people, if I wasn't submitted to God, I would completely cause destruction. But I didn't. And I held my tongue and I controlled myself when I didn't have to with what I know. So you're not going to tell me this is the lingo. That right there, that's the dangerous stuff that's taught, which is why a lot of times some of the worst treatment you're going to receive is going to be from church people because that's how their brains are wired. Their brains are not wired to, oh yeah, they did that evil thing to you, but you're evil too. They abuse you, but you are abuser too. Like that's the way that they think, which is why when bad things happen to certain people, you cannot go to them because they're going to gaslight you. They're going to gaslight you. I don't deal with that. Trying to force that on me. Oh, well, you have to forgive. I never told you I didn't forgive. That's not what I said. I said I've changed, and there's nothing wrong with that. How do you deal with loneliness when you're extroverted? Find people that are like you. Go to the park. Get a cat. Get a dog. Take a pickleball class. I'm tired of people now demonizing me for staying away from them after I clock their toxicity. Don't let anybody demonize you for protecting your mental health. And yes, that includes church people. You are allowed to not deal with certain people or change how you maneuver with people for your individual safety. Okay? What is going to help you balance yourself? You do that. That belief is a false light teaching in New Age. It's a way to gaslight people. Yeah, like, oh yeah, the same hate they have. You hateful too. I've never taken food off of somebody's plate. I never randomly lied on somebody to mess up an opportunity, but people have always done that to me. So I'm not going to accept that. That's not true. Not everybody is a hateful person. That's a lie. Not every person has a hateful spirit. That's a lie. Those are things that are used to enable the abusers. Church people gaslight and no accountability. None. Zero. Zero. Zero accountability. Did you confront them? No, baby. My progress is the confrontation. Where I'm going is the confrontation. My glow is the confrontation. Confront them about what? Talk to them about what? Those people can't talk to me. See them and look the other way. Mm-hmm. That's the old me. My mom would send Bible verses. What does that have to do with being jealous of your daughter? They're always going to send Bible verses to not take accountability. Okay? They're always going to send that. They're never going to take accountability. They're never going to. And I am a believer, I am a Christ follower that pushes accountability. Every time I come across a TikTok video of somebody who has deconstructed from the faith, it makes me very upset. Why does it make me upset? Because why would someone go to a place of worship and y'all treat them so bad that they want nothing to do with you or God? Those people will be held accountable. Oh, well, Mom, they probably never experienced God. I'm like, that is the non-accountable Christian answer. Somebody comes to you and they say, I left the church and I left the faith because this pastor did this person essayed me in the church, and this person did this, and this pastor humiliated me, and this pastor's wife bullied me, and they took my, mortgage money for offering, and they said if I give them my $2,000 mortgage money for offering, that God would heal my dog, and that didn't happen, and all this stuff. And you're going to tell them, oh, well, you just deconstructed because you never experienced God before. Where's the accountability for the people in the church that did those things to them, though? It sounds like a deflection. Where's the accountability for the people that bruised them so deeply that they left? Oh, well, the world is like that. No, we can't that's not just the church, but the world is like that. But I thought you guys said that we're not of the world. That's interesting. So when someone listens to a Lil Uzi song or a Michael Jackson song, they're of the world. Oh, you're a Christian, you're listening to a Michael Jackson song, you're of the world. That's the world. The world operates that way. But when it's time for you, the people in the church, to take accountability for this soul that you bruised, that walked out of the church doors limping like a puppy because of your emotional and financial abuse, when you're addressed about it, it's, oh, well, that's the world is like that. That's people that are like that. Oh, okay. So you're a part of the world when it's time for you to not take accountability. The difference between you and the world is the book that you read teaches you to love others. So you can't use the world as an excuse for the person that you talked out of their mortgage money. That's the way I see it. And that's why they, sometimes will call me a Jezebel, because they don't want to hear that. They want to continue not taking accountability for how they harm people. I don't believe in that. They don't want to take accountability. Why did this person come to your church and leave emotionally bruised? Why would a church be emotionally bruising people or financially bruising people? Leadership. It all falls back on them. It all falls on them, all of it. Yes. Yeah. Hi. I knew my aunt was speaking badly about me when I met her husband, and he said, "Oh, the infamous, the infamous." In an x-ray tech at a hospital, I go to work and mind my business. My coworkers click up. It's always like that, you guys, when you're around groups. That's why I don't believe in all is mental argument. Some things are not made from our consciousness, it's physical creations. That is why being a good person is a daily sacrifice. You have to watch everything you think and say, because everybody has dark and light in them. You can be sending the evil eye unconsciously if you don't pray. They leave you out of things. They purposely leave you out of things. Any advice? Be happy. Because you don't have to keep talking to them. Honestly, please leave me out. Please. I could watch my Netflix with my headphones on and not having to have conversation. Be happy. They left you out. Be happy. One less conversation for you to have. Now you can go to work and play your jazz music in your headphones, and someone's not constantly bothering you with conversation. And you won't be in drama, too. It's best to be left out, because in the words of my grandmother, soon they'll all turn on each other. Just wait. Give it a couple months. They're going to start bickering, and you're going to realize, oh, wow, thank God I wasn't a part of the group. I'm not involved in that mess. Do not force yourself into any place that don't want you. This is so true. I was looking to deepen my faith and find community, so I went to a women's group. Oh, gosh. We know how those go. We were asked to talk about a time the Lord changed your plans or something along those lines. Okay. So I opened up about an experience I had. You don't ever open up in those groups, girl. They're going to save it for later. They're going to save it for later. Okay, so I opened up about an experience I had, thinking I was a safe space. Well, Melissa, it should be a safe space because it's a church, So I opened up about an experience I had, thinking this was a safe place, and these women looked at me like a deer caught in headlights. They're very judgmental. One of them said, "That must be hard," and then continue on like nothing, because they're mean girls. They're also mean girls as well. It was all judgment, no empathy. And they're reading a book, constantly flipping pages on love, on fire on stage, but no empathy. What's new? Crazy. Me and my family leaves me out. I stopped caring, and they got mad that I started making other plans, because they want you to want to belong. That's what people want. How to escape jealous mom and aunt who sabotage job opportunities. How are they involved in your job opportunities in the first place? All church people, by the way, are overweight. I never heard that one before. All church people, by the way, are overweight. But I thought gluttony was a sin. Church people overweight. Correlation. I don't know. I think you can kind of find overweight people everywhere, but in the church, self-care is looked at as like a sin. It's looked at as you're vain if you want to like get healthy. That's not a thing there. Do you believe healthy groups exist? I do. Yes. If the leader of the group is a genuine soul, because remember, it all trickles down. If the leader of the group is awful, it'll trickle down to the rest. There are healthy groups. For example, on my classes, those classes are healthy. The ladies on there, the men on there, we talk, it's great. I teach, we speak, we exchange. It's fun. There's no arguing or weirdness. Nobody's being mean to each other. Everybody's respectful towards each other. It's you anytime you go into a group and it's negative, it's stemming from the person at the top because they are the ones that set the tone. They set the tone for the environment. So if there's bullying in the group, probably the person at the top of the group is a bully. And if they're not, when they find out about the bullying, they're going to say, we can't have that. Right? But some of them will just join in on it. I love you. It's so funny to laugh about this now with you, Mel. So they looked at you like a deer caught in headlights. Yeah, they're going to judge you. They're going to judge you in there. You got to just, take it to God. Take it to God. Take it to the altar. You want to know what this reminds me of? Y'all, there was this video on TikTok of this guy that went to speak to his pastor, a lady. Was it a lady? Yeah, he went to speak to his pastor's wife about a situation with him and his wife, but he went to her alone. He went to go speak to the pastor's wife alone about a situation he was having with his wife. And, he felt like he was scared because he wanted to, spend time with other women. Those feelings were coming. He didn't know how to deal with it. So he booked a private meeting with the pastor's wife. And he told her about these feelings he was having, and she prayed for him and all this stuff. And she told his wife behind his back, and he found her at Walmart. It always goes down at Walmart. He found her at Walmart and he was screaming at her. He's like, you're supposed to be a pastor. Why would you tell my secret? I trusted you. The lady was like, go away, go away. I gotta find it, Betty. Like, I trusted you. It's something intimate. I wanted to talk to you. I wasn't going to cheat on her, but I just needed a woman's perspective. I trusted you. And she was like, go away, go away. Don't trust him. Keep your business to yourself. Keep your business to yourself, honey. Talk to God. Tell God about it. I had a time. Let me tell you, God would never tell your business unless he's telling it to a prophet to give a word to you. God's not like that. Like, you want confidentiality, talk to God. He's so super, super confidential. But people are like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to talk to him because he doesn't give an answer. Yes, just in other ways. In other ways. He talks in other ways. I had a time where God always had me change churches every 6 months because envious women eventually form mobs. It's human nature. It's awful. No, you don't open up in these groups, girl. When they ask you, oh, what's going on with you? Blessed and highly favored. Blessed and highly favored. Blessed and highly favored. And then they're going to start digging. Are you sure you're blessed and highly favored? Are you sure? Acting like they're concerned, and then they're going to take what you say to the pastor, or they're going to take you off all the groups and all the teams, and you didn't go back to the group. Melissa, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry that they did that to you. Like, you really thought that these were like your girls, like I can share with these ladies, they're gonna have my back, and they didn't do that. I'm so sorry. That's just terrible, but it happens. That's why when I was a little kid, my grandma would say, Mel, you pray like this. You pray with one eye open. One eye open. That's what my grandma taught me. So when you in church, you close one eye and you open the other eye. That's how you pray in church. Oh my gosh. Oh man. My grandma said, you close one eye, leave the other eye wide, look to the up and down. Is somebody turning? Is somebody transforming in here? You know, the leader sets the tone, you guys. The leader sets the tone. I've always clashed with my mom. One day I tried to explain to her what I deal with from people on a daily. She pretty much said maybe I'm the problem. Oh, yeah, she doesn't really like you that much. Yeah, people who say that, people who are quick to villainize you like that, it's who tells someone maybe you're the problem when they're bringing a concern to you when you're supposed to be a safe space. No one's out. If you feel that way, that's what it is. Her classes are great. I bought the Passport master classes. You liked it? Oh my God. I'm so happy you like the master classes. If you're on the new one, Jesus Loves Jay, please let me know so I can remember you and shout you out. You guys see? There you have it. There's a review right there. Hi, Trina. Yeah, he confronted her at Walmart. I don't even know how he found her. I don't know how he found her. He found her when she was bagging up her groceries. She said, "Please get away from me," because he was really big and he was so angry because she told the wife. I remember this one pastor when I was a kid was always selling like these kits at church, like these kids that had nothing to do. Like you're not supposed to be selling kits and programs at churches. That's not, you don't do that. So he was selling these like membership kits to like natural products. And at the end of every service before prayer, he would present the products. And I remember being 5 years old thinking, wait, that's not right. That's not, are you trying to turn your congregation into, that's not right. I remember thinking that. And now that I'm older, that's not right. And somebody said, oh, well, what about you? You sell your courses. Yeah, but this is your level up guru. And that's what people don't understand about my brand. My brand has more than one branch. I have two entities over all my brand. By entities, I don't mean spirits. I mean entities, LLCs. I have two entities that govern my brands because there are a lot. So your level up guru that's open to, that's for everybody. That's like a general, it's a level up brand. Now, Children of the Light, there's not going to be any products sold. You don't sell in the house of God. You don't sell things. You do charity. Now, if people want to do donations to the ministry, you use those donations to feed the poor, okay, or pay the church workers or whatever, or secretary or whatever. You don't pimp out your ministry selling a bunch of stuff. If you write a book and stuff like that, you put it on your personal website. It's not, you don't sell on the pulpit. It's just not how it works. I'm sorry, so sorry, sweetheart, but if you're pure-hearted Christianity, they will come after you. They always came for me, hunted me down, girl. What's some advice on how to cut people off without going through smear campaigns? If they're narcissistic, there's always going to be a smear campaign. You can't control that. But pay attention to the smear campaign. I'll still engage with them because I don't like having hard combos, but you have to have the hard conversation. Those women in empowerment spaces, ooh, that's tricky. Those spaces are tricky. Those spaces are very, very tricky. And then you have to think about the vibe. There was a time I went to an empowerment space. I didn't go. 2 churches ago, the first lady had one, right? But I never went because I caught something in the photo that grabbed my attention. And the photos that she would post in this women empowerment group, it's very easy to spot if a female narcissist is leading an empowerment group because of the tone that is set. So for me, regardless of what a lot of women sometimes say about me, they say I'm a narcissist, they say I'm a sociopath, they say I'm a mean girl, they say I'm a witch, high priestess, all these things they say. There's no woman that has ever been on any of my classes, I believe, that has ever felt shrunken in the space. It feels so natural. It feels natural. It just feels even. What I noticed about that lady from that church is I caught something in a photo and it grabbed my attention. There was a photo of the women's group and she was sitting on a chair and everybody was sitting on the floor. And I'm like, if I'm a woman and I'm leading an empowerment group for women, why would I put women on the floor and I sit on the chair? That's not, it's not giving. It's giving, you're my sons. That's what it's doing. Why should adult women have to sit crisscross applesauce on the floor? And that's when I knew she was a narcissist. And that's why she came after me with pitchforks, because she felt insecure the minute I walked in the church. And she tried to attack me and she tried to spiritually attack me. She did spells on me. She did spells on me. She did beauty spells on me. I'll share that testimony later on. I'm on Children of the Light later on when God gives me the green light, if he does. You have to be very careful with churches. You need to be very, very, people go into churches blindly. Let me tell you, the amount of spell work this lady was throwing on me, I can't even tell you. I was swelled up like a blowfish. I can't even tell you how much work this lady was having put on me. And this is a first lady. Okay? So, in the words of my grandmother, one eye open, one eye closed. You don't go in those buildings with the intent. You have to be very careful with the ministry that you plant yourself in. So I did notice that photo where everybody was sitting on the floor and she was sitting on the chair. And it's like she was like talking and everybody's like looking up at her like this, sitting on the floor. And I'm like, that's disrespectful to your elders. You're in your 30s. You got women in their 60s and 70s coming to this group and you're putting them on the floor. You don't think that's disrespectful to your elders? Why would I have a woman who's 55, 65, 75 sitting on the hard floor to hear me speak? I ain't never been that special. I would never disrespect an elder like that. So older women have to sit on the floor. Women in their 50s and 60s have to sit on the floor to hear you speak? Who are you? Princess Diana? Because even she didn't get down like that. You saw Princess Diana digging in that dirt in Africa. That's the thing. When you don't keep your heart in a humble place, God's going to humble you. Yes. He's going to humble you. He's going to humble you. He's going to humble you. When you don't keep your heart humble, he's going to humble you. When I saw that, I don't know if it's I'm Caribbean too. I just would not have, especially women who are older than me, sitting on the floor. I would never do that. I think that's, if anything, I'll sit on the floor. If I'm the youngest person there, let me sit on the floor. And the women who are older than me, you sit on the chair, right? It's strange. I thought that was weird. Thank you, Brianna. I thought that was strange. That's crazy. She put herself on a chair because she sees herself as above them, you see? So she's only empowering them to a certain extent. She's not empowering them at all. She's harvesting off of them. It's terrible. It should never be like that. I thought that was so crazy. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday. And I remember somebody asked me, they said, "Oh, are you going to go to the women's group?" I'm like, no. And they're like, "Why?" I said, "Because I noticed something that I didn't like. And I'm not going to speak on it. But I noticed something that I didn't like. And I think that that tells me everything that I need to know. It's in the miniature details of things. You know, it's just not. It's strange. It's just, she had to get her seat bleached down, wiped down. It was just two narcissistic people. I didn't know that they were narcissists until I left. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. That is scary, Mel. I didn't even think about her heart, but yeah. Mhm. Yeah, she wanted to be worshipped, and her husband wanted to be worshipped. They're both narcissistic sociopaths. And sooner or later, down the line, on my platform, there's a woman that I would like to invite to speak about Christian narcissism. I think it's a very important topic. I think people who are Christ followers, especially trying to find a church or trying to, you need to know how to spot a narcissistic leader the minute you walk in the building and they get on the stage. You should be able to see it. A lot of times, it's not going to be about the message, it's going to be about them. Like, I remember I tried a church like maybe a year or two ago. And when I got on there, can you guys give me a second, please? I have to grab my charger. Don't go anywhere. I have to. How do you pause this? Yo, I've been on TikTok, but I still don't know how to use it. Okay. I want to grab my charger. Oh, God, this chair is so high. Hold on. What can I unplug? Okay, I'm going to unplug this. I'm still getting used to this hotel room. It's kind of hot. Oh, my God. This chair is like, my legs are like literally swinging from the chair, literally. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so that's what I noticed. I didn't really say anything because I didn't want to I didn't really say anything because I don't want to talk bad about somebody, like their own members or anything. So I said, no, it's just not something I want to, go to. But yeah, I hope you have a good time. I hope you have fun. And yeah, so back to what I was saying. Okay, so the church that I went to. So as you get older, or not older, but more in tune, you can see these things. So I went to this church, and the pastor was like, "Oh yeah, like I preached so many sermons. I've preached so many sermons." In my head, I'm like, "Why are we talking about how many sermons you preach? I want to hear about the word. That's what I came here for." He's like, "I've preached so many sermons," and then y'all, on the projectors behind him, he posted a picture of all of his drawers and all the files. I guess every time he preaches a sermon, he creates a file. He said, "I preached so many sermons. Look at that. Look at how many sermons I've preached." And he posted a picture on the projectors, the TV screens behind him, of all the drawers open in his office. And I looked at my family. I'm like, "That's like narcissists." They're like, "Shh." I'm like, is he like, is this real? Am I getting punked? He just had I said, "I'm gonna go." They're like, "No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go. There ain't nothing this man can teach me. You're on the pulpit. You're supposed to be talking about God and His power, and you're talking about you. That's disrespectful to God because it's not about you. It's okay if you can share your testimony or something big God did for you, but this isn't about you. So when you go to a church service and they're making it about them, there's your sign." Religious narcissists. Yeah, it's hard to have family that are religious narcissists. It's hard. It's hard. It's thank you, Liv. It's really hard to have that. But your mind is going to the horizons of your mind is going to open and you'll be able to see better. and understand better. And as long as you don't never let anything steal your connection with God. That's what matters. As long as you have that, you have everything. If you have your connection with God, you are set for life. If you have that, that's what matters. That's what matters. We're here to praise the Lord, not you. Exactly. It's just they want you to praise them. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. That's like you got to pay attention to those things. I'm not here to, hear about you, sir. If I wanted to hear about you, I want to hear about the word. And if you can't give that to me, I'll go home and I'll teach myself. You know? What's halal food? Is that Middle Eastern? Yeah. So you see, again, this rabbit hole just goes deeper. When you realize that a lot of people are not as connected to God as they're appearing, you will be so careful. Just like the other user said, I forgot her username. The closer you are to God, they hate you in those environments. If you love God and it's genuine, they hate you in those buildings because they could tell that you're real and you're not like rolling on the floor and doing all that screaming and stuff. They can see that. They can see it's genuine. They don't like that. They don't like that. Thank you. Just same thing. Ever since I've come across you, no one can even play in my face like that again. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh yeah, if you watch my content, like nobody's ever going to disrespect you again. You're gonna have such high boundaries. Everything's gonna be perfect for you with how you deal with people. Will you give us Caribbean recipes? Of course. I'm gonna start cooking, y'all. On my other channel, I'm gonna start cooking. We're gonna make jerk chicken. We're gonna, make pork, fried pork. We're gonna make all the Caribbean dishes, and we're gonna make Caribbean desserts. So, but I'll have to go on live with you guys to cook on my other channel on my cheat days. That's really the only time I eat like that. The rest of the week, all I'm having is a cracker a day. I'm I'm kidding. But I'm not really eating that much. So that'll only be on my cheat days. Okay, you guys. So I'm logging off. Now, okay, let me see. Any closing announcements? Children of the Light, new episodes coming back in next week, I believe. Children of the Light, if you're not subscribed to that channel, subscribe. Patreon, Your Level Up Guru. Facebook, Your Level Up Guru. Instagram, Your Level Up Guru. TikTok, Your Level Up Guru. Yes. That's that. Masterclasses. The next masterclass is next Sunday, 7 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Decorum, etiquette, and people skills. Decorum, etiquette, people skills. Next class. July 5th is systems. I spoke about systems. I don't know if it was earlier on this live or the last live, where I did the whole race, gender, and all those scenario things. Systematically, using your brain in a systematic manner to get the best opportunities and to leverage things. Any other announcements that I have? I don't think I have any other ones right now. No, I don't have any other announcements. No. I love you guys. Bye. Good night. It's 9:35. Don't forget to pray and cover yourself and pray over yourself and your family.